Hi everyone. So since the sitting in the pause video, I'm noticing frustration creeping into the system, and it's the frustration of it looks like a little child that's having a tantrum going, but I don't know, it's like that, but I don't know. I can feel it. I don't know what you want me to do, what you want me to do. So is there a wait? There's a kind of waiting for instruction-ness about it. There's a waiting for knowing how to be. How do I be in this gap? And there's also a very much a filling the gaps with ghouls-ness about it. So it feels like we're hitting a kind of frustration about how do I be in this gap? How do I be in this space? You know, I've spent 2-3 weeks on a kind of stand down, and that's been kind of okay. I've got to grips with that. We have toilet rolls and tinned goods. But now what? But now what? But now what? What do I create from this? What is going to be left after this? How do I manage that in-betweeny? How do I manage it and micromanage it? So there's a kind of need to know thing. It's like a need to know, and it's triggering our insecurity that actually we don't quite know what's going to happen here. I can feel that. It's in the solar plexus. And it's in the throat. So what are we speaking into? What is our courage allowing us to speak into? Or is it holding us back? Are we staying in that old, I've got this kind of energy that is coming actually from a place of insecurity? Don't look at me, I've got this. You know, the more empowered I've got this is coming from a place of self-worth. It's coming from the very seat of us. I've got this, it's cool. So what do we do with the spaces and the gaps? You could call that time, you could call that windows of time that we don't know how to fill. Must we fill it? Can we leave it empty and just observe it? Can we do that? So yeah, there's a frustration that it's kind of the frustration of being at close quarters with other members of the family. It's the frustration of kind of treading water. It's the resistance of going in, of dropping in, to start getting illumination and light and insight and wisdom, the intuition. And I'm seeing some resistance to that. I'm seeing fear, actually, a lot of fear. Oh, it's almost like a fear of coming home to self. I can feel that all up here. Fear of coming home to self. And so what's tending to be happening is that we're finding things to do to fill those spaces. Now there's things to do and there's things to do. If those things to do are busy and important, well, that's just old paradigm. It's not going to birth anything new. That's just generating self-esteem. That has nothing to do with self-worth. That's generating self-esteem by doing something and being viewed as useful, purposeful, important for doing that thing, achieving that thing. But if what we're doing is meaningless, then that's a whole different ball game, isn't it? That's playtime. So playtime's in the field. It's kind of sitting over there in the corner, and it's just kind of it's just checking its nails. It's that kind of thing, that kind of energy. So yeah, we're so used to racing ahead in this society, and to be in the doingness. Like most of the time we're in the doingness. As soon as we wake up, we're in the doingness. As soon as we wake up, I need to share something with you, because this is, even in my world, this is truly weird. I woke up the other morning, and if I wake up and there's daylight, I smile, because that means it isn't stupid o'clock. And I woke up and there was daylight, and I smiled. And then I just kind of looked around, and I saw the universe looking back at me. It's one of the weirdest experiences of my life. It redefined self-awareness. It made me question what self-awareness was. Is self-awareness me looking at myself through my own perception, through my ego, my values, my personality, yada yada? Or is self-awareness being able to see yourself through the lens of the universe, through the lens of the divine, active intelligence, source, call it what you will, God, whatever? I've never seen myself through that lens before. If we saw ourselves through the eyes of the divine, would that change our behavior? What feelings would that engender within us if we saw ourselves through the eyes of creator energy? Because that really would move us into self-awareness, wouldn't it? I remember talking to a client a while ago about energy, and I said to the client, I wish we could see the fields of energy we create with every move that we make. With every word that comes out of our mouth is a field of energy. I wish we could see the effect that we have on the world with every small movement and every big one. I dare say we might change our behavior if we could see the full impact that we have on the world. And I dare say also that we would change our behavior if we saw the amount of lives that we touched beautifully in this lifetime. So it seems that this gap is pushing us into our insecurity and our frustration in not knowing. It's pushing us into that pause. And pause to me is pause and understand something else. Just pause. You know, and that's another thing I notice about the way we speak. We've kind of moved into a Q&A kind of conversation. Somebody asks a question and somebody answers really quickly. I notice that it's only when I'm really with people who have worked in facilitation that pauses can happen without somebody stepping into your space, because they can't stand the pause. Ah, right. Yeah, we can't stand the pause, can we? But if we learn to maneuver around conversations using the pause, it's amazing what comes up. I've learned something fundamental about men And in 13 years of counselling, 80% of my client base have been men. And what I've learned with men is to wait. Shut up and wait. Because what they do is they will answer the question. And it won't kind of be the definitive answer, you know. It'll be a fairly shallow answer. But then when you wait and you hold the silence, they go deeper. And they give you another answer that has meaning and resonance. And then you wait and they go deeper and the truth starts to come up. And you wait and they go deeper and maybe their fear starts to come up. It's like they're building trust with you at every level. And when I really started paying attention to this, I learned that actually men might be deeper than women. You see, women function emotionally, so we can answer those questions emotionally quite quickly. And so we therefore can expect that in others. So we'll ask a question, we will expect it to be answered eloquently and quickly. No. So what does that say for the masculine in you? What does that say for the relationship between the masculine and the feminine energy within you? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So resting into the pause. Maybe treat it as an art form. Like you're practicing to draw form, like you're practicing drawing, what's it called, still life. Maybe treat it as an art form and practice it till it makes you uncomfortable, and then make the choice. You stay in the discomfort, move that energy up, or do you move out of the discomfort but you've identified it? Or do you just ignore it altogether and put Netflix on? No shade. No shade. We're all doing it. So, yeah, it's finding ways. And please drop a comment in. This is my creative way to sit with a pause. But I like the pause. I'm a fire sign, and it's like sometimes I'm like, it's that energy. So I'll take myself off and I'll bake a cake, or I do a piece of artwork, or I do a reading, or I do some crystal work, whatever. But it's doing, and I've had to train myself to learn to be, just to be still, quiet. Treated it as an art form. Okay, am I done? Yeah, I'm done. Let's play. So I'm going to try these today. These are beautiful. This is the Crystal Mandala by Alana Fairchild. Beautiful woman. And let's have a card for the collective before I've even asked. Woohoo! Wow, does this ever look like base chakra? Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Melt into divine desire. Wow. So the base chakra is our connection. It's our connection to earth. It's our security. It's survival. It's insecurity. Security and insecurity. And if at any point we're not feeling safe in the world, then we need to do some work with our base chakra. You know, if we're feeling threatened, that's base chakra stuff. Frightened, base chakra. So there's tons on YouTube. Find some base chakra. I did some chakra dancing a couple of weeks ago, and it was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful experience. So find chakra dancing, but yeah, base chakra is going to help with finding our way into this pause and feeling safe and held and loved and supported in there. Okay. Another one here. And it's all about self-love. You know that anyway, but it's all about self-love. Self-love needs to be completely accepting, free from judgment, free from disdain, free from the shame of a 8-hour Netflix binge. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it? Did it delight you? Or was it a big, massive distraction? Anymore. I'm sensing now. I'm going to see if this one wants to give us one. Show the love. I want to say, where's the love? Where's the love? Gosh, look at these colours. This is interesting. So this is the Spirit Animal Oracle. These cards are adorable. I love these cards. So, do we need 5? Well, let's see. Let's just go with it. So look at this red. What's this base chakra colours here? Moth Spirit. Surrender. Now. Surrender. Melt into divine desire. Surrender. You feel how powerfully feminine this energy is. Surrender is to let go of the need to control. Surrender is to let go of the need to appear a certain way in front of others. You might say it's kind of letting go of self-perception on some level. Oh, I'm hooked in my hair. Interesting. Parrot spirit. Parrot. Yeah, that's really relevant. There's some falling out happening in the field, and I won't speak into that, but you can imagine. The tensions are building. The loss of control. The tensions are building in family systems. Watch your words. Pause. Pause. Drop into a pause. If it helps, sleep on it. When you sleep on something, the emotion tends to drain out overnight and you wake up with the facts, and it's easier to work with the facts and not get involved in projections and whatever. So watch your words. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is one of the things we're resisting. But how do I be here now? I don't know how to be here now. I don't know how to be here. I've got nothing to do. I need purpose. Surrender. Surrender. Be here now. What's happening here now? How you feel here now? What's going on in your body here now? Are you buzzing like a hummingbird? Or are you in resting state? Can you rest? Yeah. I got this lovely wave of love then with this card. Tend to the small things like you. It's a little mouse. Doesn't need to make a big impact, doesn't need to make a show of anything. It just kind of scurries around getting stuff done. No need for recognition or acknowledgement. It's as humble as it gets, a mouse. But it gets stuff done. Right, okay. Over the next few weeks, the system could change. And what we're being moved, nudged, pushed, and shoved into is trusting in our divinity, I guess. Trusting in our intuition. So what if we trust that everything happening now is in divine and perfect order? And when that detours and changes and jars us, what if we trust that too? What if we roll with the punches, move with the changes, and be gentle with ourselves when we see ourselves getting bogged down in the changes, unable to exercise our will in the world? But this time it's about surrender, isn't it? We're moving into a very, a highly creative, it's creation without too much thinking, moving into a highly creative system. It's very connected to source. It's very connected to source. So it's going to feel some kind of jaggedy, and we don't like change, really. Change upskittles us, it upsets our base chakra, makes us feel threatened, whatever. Insert words here. So finding ways to really stay grounded. I think I said in the last video, it's time to ground, and it really is. I've been doing some lower dantian work today with somebody, and as I'm assisting, I'm looking at it thinking, yeah, you can use some of this, girl. So I'll be doing some lower dantian work just to get in my belly, and power up my vitality from there. I think we're done. Is there anything else I need to bring? Eat chocolate. I'm just the messenger. Eat chocolate. So this is me signing off with love, as always, and I'll be back again soon with the with another energy update. Stay cool. Take care. Bye-bye.